Good afternoon. We are here, yes, once again. I was looking for the all seeing eye. We are currently on 5 different platforms right now: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I almost said Instagram. I wish it did Instagram. LinkedIn and Twitter. There is some reason why I won't go into Instagram, and I've got to get that figured out because that is a very different audience. And I like to be on different platforms where there are different audiences. Today we're going full screen, and we haven't gone full screen in a few days, so I thought it might be interesting and fun. And it's easier for me to navigate than what you see on your phone. I do enjoy it. The goal this year has been to make a broadcast each and every day. And we usually talk about spiritual things, we talk about football, we talk to old friends, new friends. The recent game, which was last night, it, Zeke was good. Zeke Elliott was good, as many people thought he would be. So I've got to give credit where credit is due. I'm going to, I think, open the window here, but I'm not too sure. Let's try here. A little bit of air. Heard some voices earlier, so this might help. But the voices seem to be gone now. And they're not just the voices in my head. But if you look over here, let's see what we can do here. Let's try this. Let's shift it. Yeah, and now you can see me, and you can see partial windows here. But the great thing with this is you can actually move the windows in to fit into place, which you really can't do with the others. So today, let's celebrate all the wonderful human beings who are on all the different platforms, especially Twitter, which is now X. Thank you for all your support. I really do appreciate you and all the things that you do each and every day. Here's a person who I highly recommend. And as you can see here, it says influencer, Paris Air Show. Here's a person I haven't seen for a while, Julian Haynes. Witch husband. That's so funny. I always thought that was a weird name. Richard Flyer. Oh, that's a beautiful photo. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's have a closer look. I like that. That's nice. And that's what we're all trying to do right now, right? We're all trying to connect on different levels. Let's see here. I'm looking mighty tan here. Let's see if I can get... That's a little better. You can see it's almost less shadows. I have one powerful light back here if I need it. And it seems to be a little better if I do that. You can see my eyes. Yeah, which is nice. But we take this content and we move it to TikTok. And I wish there was a way that we could go directly to TikTok from Restream. I have not been able to do that. But the thing is, it won't save it. It'll just play it once. Where this way, if I repurpose it, it can be seen forever. So there are benefits. If you're just trying to connect with your friends on TikTok and you want to do some battles, which they do on there, that's cool. If you want to build your audience, I think it's a cool way to build your audience. I find, though, there's a lot of drama that is associated to TikTok in the live, which reminds me so much of apps back in the day, which in many ways means, if it was easy to do, I would do it, even if it was just being played. I love the idea though, when we do content on here together, there's five, right? 5 or 6 people. Let's say we're doing the football show. There's 5 or 6 people together, and it's going out to all your streams, up to 5 or 6, depending on what plan you have, right? And the quality is good. Now, if you go to the professional plan, you even get a clearer screen than you get with this. This is 720p, which is pretty good. It's good enough for what I do. I like this here. Be the reason why people believe in pure hearts, good vibes, and kind souls. And that's the Wise Connector. And I think I met him once in a Twitter Spaces. And it's interesting because a lot of times, until you meet somebody, you have this kind of weird idea of who they are, right? Just through what they write. But if you get to see them, or you get to hear them, it's a wider spectrum of being able to read them. You know, do you know what I mean by that? Sometimes I'll meet somebody online and I'm like, and I see them for the first time and I'm like, wow, you are nothing like I anticipated. And that's happened to me a few times. Most individuals are kind of a facsimile of what you thought they were when you were listening to them online. They're still talking about Tyreek Hill. I'm going to move this over here a bit so you can see it. And many people are arguing that he should be the MVP of the year this year. Other individuals think it's not a good idea at all. Wow, this is wild. I like this. Real enlightenment. It's hard to say. Real enlightenment. Say that 3 times. Right? Do you think ancient, traditional, religious teachings might hold a stronger link to the divine, considering the world's mysterious nature, its spiritual essence? Sure. It's a little deep, eh? A little deep. The other thing I'm noticing here, let's go back. Let's see what we got. Let's click it like this. Okay. So one of the wonderful things that you can do on Twitter Spaces is you can meet all kinds of people you would never meet in real life. And you can form communities. And that's why I'm always saying to people, keep looking. You'll find your community, whatever it is. Now, I have been trying to find, and I bet it's out there, on Twitter Spaces, groups that talk about football. I have not found that yet. But if you like religion, you like spirituality, you like alien contact, you like unsolved mysteries, you like literature, you're going to find people who are interested in that. There's all kinds of channels if you love political talk, and there's tons of that on the internet, which we all know. It says here, Meta adds more AI elements, including post prompts and image creation in stream. Wow, they're all fighting for that space, aren't they? They're all worried. They're worried that if someone has this spectacular app within an app, they could lose most of their audience. And the technology now is so advanced and so quick that people don't really realize what they're dancing in. I do love the products that manipulate photos. I love that. And I love all the AI artistry. The only problem with AI I find right now is that you see these photos of people and they're beautiful. But the problem is that actually a picture of that person, or is this AI generated? And one of the tips that I heard, which is so incredible, look at the hands. And if the hands look deformed, or there's maybe one too many digits, like one too many fingers, or missing a finger, it's AI generated. And it's funny because a few times I noticed that it's literally the same face on 3 or 4 people, just slightly modified. And even if it's a male or female, I don't know if you guys have seen that. But they're trying to find right now. Oh, look at this here. Building blocks of a new metaverse. Lego Fortnite is a delight to play. Okay. Know nothing about this. Zero. Less than zero. But I know that when I've been to the conferences with Laura, there are many people who dress up, and are deeply interwoven into that culture. And I love that, like I said before, you can always find your tribe, whatever your tribe is. We're all looking to connect with somebody or something. I'm noticing Elon is not in the news as much as he once was. It's almost like he's calmed down a bit. Some of the content, this is so funny. So if you're looking here, it says great quotes on Twitter, and yet I'm seeing things about political. Avoid toxic people who repeatedly trigger your mental health and lower your vibe is top tier self-care. I've read that before. It's a good one. I like this. I like this. Humble Flow. Oh yeah, I know Humble Flow. Yeah. Let's have a look here. All right. Looks like my yellow badge really increases engagement, particularly from accounts associated with my organization. Interesting. So yeah, so if you're a company, you have the gold, and if you're an individual, you have the blue, right? Now, do companies also pay for that? They probably do. And that's one of the revenue streams that Elon Musk now has. He lost a lot of advertisers when he took over. He totally changed the format. Wow, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Look at that. One more time. There we go. That is so Masonic. You see all the giveaways here, just the arches and the windows, and beautifully built. And that will probably stand for the next 200-300 years, maybe longer if it's maintained right. But there used to be, I'd say 100 years ago, real pride put into building things, especially churches and even government buildings were built to last forever, especially banks. Good old Kirk. Kirk is right here. I've been following Kirk for a long time. Donika, we should do something soon. I'm gonna try to connect with you on your show on Mondays. She has a wonderful show on Mondays. Highly recommend her. This is a cool photo too. This looks like an entranceway of sorts. I don't know if you can see it from where you are. I know this girl. That's the Tia. That's the magical Tia. Is it going to let me bring it up, or do I have to click it twice? Click it twice. There it is. Must take a minute to process it. That's my beloved Tia. She has been crazy lately. She's in her teens. I learned that today, watching a video saying, if your dog is between the age of 6 months and 2.5 years old, your dog is now a teenager. What were you like as a teenager? I was like, oh, okay. And your dog is less likely to listen to. And even if you look at her look in that photo, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not really feeling that right now. Thanks. Tim Brown is another incredible individual that you can follow. And he does a show every Saturday. And I believe it's at, what is it, 11? Yeah. And it says right here, tomorrow at 11. Here, I'm going to give it a heart and a repost. There we go. But Tim is a guy I also would love to have on and just get him to talk about all the things that he's doing. Many people at this time of the year, though, are insanely busy because they have different things that they've agreed to. What is this here at the end here? We'll close this. Okay. I like that music. It's nice. So, the Bills. Yes. What does this guy say? Josh Allen is a great QB. Turnovers be damned. Wow. Only player not named Patrick Mahomes with 100 plus total touchdowns since 2021. Second in wins and fourth in playoff wins since 2018. Bills are 6-6. But their championship window isn't closed as long as they have Allen. I would agree. I think Allen, though, if he was on any other team, would be doing phenomenal. There's just something right now with that team. And I've said for a while, I think it's the coach. I really do. I think they're having serious problems with the coach. And I don't think that's going to change. You know, sometimes you have a bad seed. And Josh Allen is not the bad seed there. I don't think so at all. And you don't know that sometimes until you have someone work in the organization for a few years. But there's all kinds of drama and has been since the beginning of the year, even with Stefon Diggs. You know, some of the stuff that went down and the things that were said, and not good. And, you know, we're looking forward to this matchup this weekend, which will be phenomenal, right? They're going up against the 49ers. My phone's just going crazy here. Just one sec. Let's have a quick look, see what's going on. This happens a lot when I go on air. It's like people are like, hey, there he is. Why don't we talk to him? So, for those who are doing Christmas parties, events in the next 2 weeks, be mindful, be patient with yourself. And I talked about it yesterday. Celebration is phenomenal. Totally agree with celebration. Think it's a great thing. But moderation is also something worth thinking about during these times. Love this photo. Look at this here. Let's see if we can get this to come in. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely mind-blowing. What would that cost today to build? Right? What would that cost? Unbelievable. So I notice with Restream, sometimes if it starts to glitch up a bit, just shut that window down and come back to it. That's your best bet. Don't keep clicking away because you'll be there forever. Well, this is all Humble Flow we're looking at. No wonder. This is beautiful too. Look at that. Wow. Oh, just popped. Let's try again. Unbelievable. So I highly recommend for wonderful content, Humble Flow. So if you were to pick right now 3 quarterbacks that you think are in the run for MVP or Super Bowl run, who would they be and why? Leave it in the comments if you can, if you're watching this later. If you also can, I would love if you subscribe, like, share. The other thing is too, if you ever want to be a guest on the show, we do get guests. It's like every other week we do that. We'll bring people we know up and promote them. I love doing that. I think it's the way to go. Help each other out each and every week. Let's see else. What do we have here? Well, a little bit of nudity. That's beautiful too. Look at that. I love artwork like that. Yeah. Same photo, same photo. Okay. So Humble Flow, if you enjoy old buildings that have a Masonic flair, you're going to find them there. Humble Flow. All right. Football stars here. What else do we got? Oh, look at this here. Lowest passer rating allowed. Wow. Sauce Gardner. You know what? I feel for him. This has been a really tough year for some of the stars on New York. And the Texans have been phenomenal. I love this. Look at this little meme here. This is hilarious. Nodding away there. Single coverage. Lowest single coverage since 2022. Derek's having a wonderful year too. I would love to see Texas do well this year. All right, so we got Tim Brown over here highlighted. Let's get out of there. And oh, this is Solomon. Thank you, Solomon. There you go. He's someone I did an interview with not that long ago. I think we did a couple. We did a couple shows together. We had fun. He's great. If you ever want a wonderful guest and free-flowing, non-stop talking, it was good. We could have went for hours. We never ran out of content. It was wonderful. He also does a lot of different shows on Twitter Spaces, and I highly recommend him. He's wonderful. I think he does Twitter Spaces almost every day. I like this one. Why are you so blessed? Obsessed. Sorry. Why are you so obsessed with me? This is hilarious. Why aren't you obsessed with me? Isn't that funny? My brain chose to see blessed instead of obsessed. Well, I'll tell you, for many years I was very obsessed with many things. It's weird how we will look at certain words, and I swear our brain will see what it wants to see. And I think we're like that in situations in life. We will look at situations, we know the truth, and yet we decide to see it from another lens. And the lens is different with everybody, right? Every single individual. All right, let's see here what we got. Give it a moment to catch up. Dating someone who gives you best friend vibes, makes you laugh, never stops flirting with you, and loves you a little extra on the days you need it the most. That's nice. Hopefully that's who you're going to find in this life. Things you need to hear. Success in business is a combination of 1, things you need to hear, 2, the actions you need to take, 3, changes you need to make. They rhyme. That's important. Jedi Knight. Oh. This is interesting. I don't know if I agree with this. Psychology says never express too much love and never express too much affection or care to someone. Because it's human tendency to underestimate anything that's free of cost. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I'm going to bookmark that one. That's weird. Psychology says never express too much love and never express too much affection or care to someone, because it's human tendency to underestimate anything that's free of cost. So is that why we like the people that play hard to get? I don't know. When someone treats you like you're just one of many opinions, help them narrow their choice by removing yourself from the equation. Ooh, these are kind of edgy. Do you get that? They're a little edgy. Essential Mastery. 451,000 followers. So someone is digging that. That's for sure. This is great quotes on Twitter that we're watching right now and reading. And we're on X Pro, where you can put multiple graphs and all kinds of other things on. It's a wonderful way to go from subject to subject, especially if you currently don't have a co-host or someone helping you. I like this. Dan Goldfield. I met him once, maybe twice. Twitter Spaces. Don't have time to meditate. It says BS. Here are 10 micro meditations you can do in 10 seconds to unlock elite energy, focus, and performance. I love the picture. Picture's very cool. At first, they will laugh and criticize, and then they will ask you for your recipe for success. This is interesting too. Keep asking, searching, knocking. Effective prayer. Keep asking. It will be given to you. Keep searching, and you will find. Keep knocking, and the door will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who searches finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. I like that. That's kind of cool. And I believe that. I think you have to have razor focus on knowing what you want and who you want it from, right? I think that for many people is one of the things that they don't have, is laser focus of where they want to be, who they want to be with. And we're coming up to a brand new year, like just around the corner. Not many days at all. And you're going to see people, doing fitness, and you're going to see people maybe buying a pet, or you're going to see people leaving relationships because in their mind, they've changed the mindset to, I can't bear one more day. I can't do another year. And these are all mind traps, right? I've read this one before. It's beautiful. Maturity is knowing when to listen, when to speak, when to laugh, when to ignore, when to bounty up, when to let go, and when to disconnect and leave. That one's really hard. Lift your mind is the next one. Start making room for what you pray for because it's on its way. I like that one. And I do believe in prayer. Highly believe in prayer. Every day. Focus on the things you want. Rewire your brain to be in a state of wonderment and look at the world as really your oyster. And that's what little kids do, right? You see a little kid who's like 2 years old, the mall, the whole mall is theirs. Everything in it is theirs. They're living in a state of pure ecstasy at times. They're also highly emotional and explosive and it's funny. Even at 2, 3 years old, a child can be somewhat manipulative too. So the brain is just starting to develop, but you don't seem to have as many of the pain receptors of I can't do that or I'm not worthy of this. That hasn't been ingrained yet. That takes a while. I think that's years and years of hearing no or stop, don't do that. That's not for you, right? So if we as adults have heard that most of our lives, it can be very dangerous that we pass that on to our children. Or we overcompensate because we felt like there was no opportunities for us. So you have to find the perfect balance for each child. It's tough. Being a parent, especially in this world right now, with all the distractions and technology, it's crazy. Okay, let's keep looking here. What do we got? Oh, I like this. To whom needs to hear this, your art matters. Please don't stop creating. And don't stop creating in your life. Your life is really ever unfolding, right? We're ever creating and finding new ways to express ourselves. And fully feel whatever you feel each day, right? If you're upset, express it, let it go, but really let it go. Don't let it stir. Don't play it in your mind 100 times. Don't get on that wacky wheel, right? And don't let your mind be full of that mental chatter to the point where you can't even focus, which a lot of people do. And I think that's the reason you see people, self-medicate, is because it's a way to slow down the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions. It's a numbing effect, right? Don't be in such a rush to figure out everything. Embrace the unknown and let your life surprise you. And that's where I believe you have to trust, right? I think that was a little paraphrase there, but I think that's beautiful. So if you today can find just a couple things in your life that you are really grateful for, and if you can this week, look in the mirror and just say, I love you, or say, I'm here for you, or say, I understand the struggles you go through. Because I think sometimes we're more patient with others than we are with ourselves. And the things that we say to ourselves at times can be intensely abusive too, I've been there. I was in that trap when I was younger. I would say things, oh, you're an F up, you do this, you do that. And that doesn't benefit you in any way. And I think if you restructure it in a way of, I'm in this chapter right now to develop skills so I'm ready for the next level. And just look at it as this wonderful game. And as long as you look at life as a game, you'll continue to play it. It's like when you're, playing N64 or PlayStation or Xbox, you're never saying to yourself, oh no, I can't do that. It's too painful. No, you just saddle up again and try. And some people will try for hours, and then a year later or 2 years later, they have mastery in that. They're very good at it. In fact, once what was considered to be almost impossible is now mundane and easy. And life's like that. Always be in the pursuit of something greater for yourself. And show yourself kindness. All right, let's go back here. That's so weird. Personal style is trapped in the algorithm echo chamber. I'll have to read that. That looks interesting. But I like this here. Top articles. You know, it always gives you some content to read. You're always going to find something in there you like. All right. So, why don't we quickly, if we can, look at. Let's see if I can change this. Let's get rid of this for a second here. Suddenly got the burps. Okay, I'm just going to have a little drink of water here for a moment. And thank you, Scoop Texas, for your support. I appreciate it. I'm not too sure who that is. That's so funny. Clearly political. It looks like they retweeted little Tia. That's so nice. I like that. I like to see that. And all right. So Richard Flyer, I do remember him now. I probably need to read a couple of his books. I think he has several. But Birthing the Symbolic Age. That's interesting. Well, he's definitely promoting that one book. And I like to help people who are creators of any sort. Be it write a book or you're an artist. Some of the rooms that do drive me a little crazy are the Bitcoin ones, but that's okay. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate all the support and kindness that I have received. And we will see you tomorrow about the same time, maybe earlier. I don't know. Tomorrow's Saturday. I hope to reconnect with Tim. And maybe later today we will see Tony D, Fireman Rich, Brian, the real Ted Hicks. I think that's funny. Have a glorious Friday. Be kind to one another. And find it in your heart to continue to be a source of light for those who suffer in silence. And know that you are here to help the collective heal. And if you can, reach out to those in your inner circle that you know are lonely or suffering or need assistance. It is that time of the year. God bless you all. Till next time, be strong and live long.